What's up, everybody? Welcome back and happy Monday. I'm meteorologist Andrea Myers, bringing you your daily hail forecast, sponsored as always by C3 Group, Merlin Law Group, American Contractor, and Atlas. And they're linked in the description to this video, so go ahead and check out their pages. This weekend, we did have a pretty significant severe weather event that moved through the southeast. So we're going to recap it in case you missed it. But if you're in Mississippi, Tennessee, Kentucky, Alabama, lots of those folks saw some pretty heavy weather. So going into all of that, then getting into today, fortunately, we do have some clearer skies ahead for the first half of this week for a lot of the nation. Do have some snow to talk about in the northeast, and then some potential rain chances hitting the south later. So getting into that whole pattern, and then recapping 2023's fifth costliest storm system at the end of the show here, so stay tuned for that. But before we get into all of our weather, guys, the Roofing Process Conference is happening tomorrow through Wednesday, so get out there in Orlando. Great time of year to be in Orlando, right? Nice and warm and sunny, hopefully. At the Rosen Center booth, or Rosen Center, Frank will be at booth 26. So go say hello to him, stop by the Roofing Process Conference for the next couple of days here. Now getting into this weekend. Okay, so this is what the SPC has for our storm reports. The green H is going to be hail, blue W is wind, T is tornado. Tons of hail moving through Louisiana and Mississippi, and then things shifted up towards wind and tornadoes once they got into Arkansas, or Alabama and Tennessee. Here's your Tennessee storms. If you're just north of Nashville or in the Bowling Green area, I'm sure you're well aware that a couple of tornadoes passed through that area. These two were pretty significant. All right, so down through the Hendersonville, Tennessee area, got an EF2 tornado that tracked through, and then another pretty long tracking tornado that moved just north of Clarksville, Tennessee into Kentucky. That was ranked an EF3 before it fizzled out and then recycled back to the south of Bowling Green, dropping another tornado through that area. So a couple metro areas there seeing really heavy weather into your Saturday. Then Sunday, that whole system tracked off to the east, and just to the south of Raleigh got EF1 damage from a tornado that tracked through there. So multiple tornadoes on this system, very impactful day across the southeast for tornadoes specifically, and then got some high winds on top of that and hail. So in terms of hail, this is really the most noteworthy area to be hit over the weekend. This is Saturday, 3-star map for Mississippi. Now, a lot of these swaths did quarters, half dollars, up to like ping pong golf ball sized hail. So in the 1 to 1.75 inch range, got some orange swaths on the table for you there. But if you kind of zoom right into northern Mississippi, that's where things got ramped up the most, and we did see some very large hail producers coming out of that area. So 2.75 baseballs reported in northern Mississippi from these storms, and overall hit 95,000 homes plus. So lots of folks in Mississippi getting impacted with tornadoes as well as large hail, unfortunately. So if you guys are looking around trying to get people back on their feet from that, this map is called Tupelo, Batesville, Yazoo City, Mississippi hail. So you can go ahead and scan the QR code up above if you want access to that. Now getting into today, it should be, again, quieter. The northeast has got some weather, but it's going to be winter weather moving out of the way over the next 24 hours here. Got some rain making its way through parts of Maine and Canada, and then more snow moving in behind it. Could potentially see some blowing snow, making your travel conditions kind of yucky, but overall not too bad. There's that low pressure system here. This is the one that caused all of that severe weather off in the southeast and is now putting that rain and snow up in the northeast. Fortunately, the worst of it has moved off into the Atlantic. You can see the front of that making its way offshore and further out of our neck of the woods. But it has dropped the temperatures quite significantly through the Ohio Valley. We're sitting at freezing in Fort Wayne, just a touch above in Charleston. Lots of 40s across the board here, 30s, up in the Rocky Mountains. Only place that's really seeing warmer weather is going to be the South Plains. We're getting 50s and 60s through Oklahoma and Texas. So we have a little bit of a chance to recycle some severe conditions through there for the next couple of days, but it's going to take a minute for the next storm system to move through. For now, we're just watching snow. So we got a winter weather advisory in the purple there, winter storm warning in the pink. If you got that deep green, that's a flood watch for you, flood warning in the bright green. So basically flood warning is just, it's already happening. Flood watches, we're waiting for those conditions to potentially go into place for a flood warning. So if you're in that winter weather advisory, it's going to be an additional 2 to 4 inches of snow on top of what you've already gotten, and you could have some gusty winds through there. Kind of talked about that before. If you're in the winter storm warning though, Vermont, southern Maine area here could see an additional 2 to 12 inches of snow, just depending on where you are with the remnants of that system, lasting through this evening. And then up to 40-mile-an-hour gusts on that as well. Northern Maine, however, just a couple of inches of snow, 2 to 4 more inches on top of what you already got, but you still have those gusty winds in effect. And then for these flood watches and warnings, now it's going to be rainfall on top of snowmelt that you're dealing with. That's what's causing those floods through those areas. So just be on the lookout for that with your travel. Then into the coming hours, you should see conditions starting to improve. There you are by 5 p.m. Eastern. Just a couple of spotty snow showers here and there. The rain has since moved away. Northern Vermont and New Hampshire could be seeing some wintry weather, as well as parts of New York. And that's really going to continue through the evening and overnight, but the bulk of that snow should have since fizzled out for you guys. So for the next 72 hours, for the next 3 days, you got a chance to see 6 inches of snow if you're in Canada or the very, very far western parts of Maine, far northern parts of Vermont and New Hampshire here. But the rest of us, it tapers off the further east you get. So gonna see today's round, and then you could see another round of snow moving through in the next couple of days, and we'll keep you updated on that. But across the rest of the nation, can you roof? Pretty chilly and snowy up in the northeast. However, down in the south, you're kind of bordering now. You're sitting in the 40s temperature-wise, and here it's hard to get shingles to stick if it gets too cold for you. So, you're kind of towing that line. If you're down through like the Tennessee valleys and parts of the southeast, probably can get some work done though. Clear skies, not a ton of wind, so that's some good news out there. And, down through the South Plains, looking pretty good. A little chilly up north, but generally a lot of folks being able to get roofing weather or just outdoor recreation or whatever you're trying to do, weather done for this afternoon. And then into tomorrow, we'll see temperatures drop overnight, start to see that warm weather popping back up into the early afternoon hours, and we're back to it. Now more of the south, and again more of the Tennessee Valley, you guys can get out there and do some work. So good news in terms of that. Potentially some snow moving through parts of the Mississippi Valley into your Wednesday. So future jet stream wise, we're watching this into the end of the week, this low pressure zone on Thursday, getting ready to start tracking through Oklahoma and Texas. That's why I said earlier, you could see some severe weather starting to, regenerate the potential for severe weather through that area, as we're sitting in just that high pressure zone, warming up over the next couple of days. So we'll see this trough start to move through. Right now, it looks very weak and unimpressive. Not going to try to hype anything as that tracks off to the east. But we will have to keep an eye on it. Could potentially produce some rain or, potential severe weather as it starts to deepen, potentially moving towards the Gulf by the end of the week. So got that to look out for. Here's kind of what we're looking at on the low-res radar. Storms starting up by Wednesday afternoon. Just a lot of generalized heavy rain, maybe some lightning flashes. Then as that moves off to the east, Oklahoma and Texas getting some heavy rain, and then down through the Gulf states through Sunday. So for your extended temperature outlook for this work week, should be cooler than average, and that rainfall helps us out through the southeast. A lot of us sitting at average from today through Friday, and then a little bit warmer if you're out on the west coast or the east coast. And then rain-wise, again, just not a whole lot happening in the beginning part of this week, and then in the last half of this week could get that rainfall moving through parts of Texas, Florida, and the southeast, but you generally get more rainfall than that for this time of year. So could potentially see wetter than normal conditions through parts of the southern U.S., and the rest of us are staying pretty dry and mild. So gonna leave you with that. And now getting into the 5th costliest storm of 2023. If you guys want number 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, go ahead and check out the ends of last week's video. And we have all of the storm dates and the info listed. But this is number 5. If you guys are in Oklahoma City, Lawton, Dallas-Fort Worth area, I'm sure you remember June 15th through the 18th. Not only was there one, not two, there were multiple waves of severe weather tracking through the southeast. So this is kind of an overlaid map of all of those storms that tracked through. Check out that hail that moved through Lawton, giant hail moving through Lawton, Oklahoma, and then just skirting to the northeast of the Dallas-Fort Worth metro. But some of the suburbs did see very large hail from that system, and then it wasn't done after that, produced a derecho through Oklahoma and Kansas, very high winds through Oklahoma City, Tulsa, Wichita, Dodge City. We'll take a look at the impacts specifically. And then all of that carried off through the southeast with large hail, high winds, and tornadoes. So that's the 5th costliest severe weather system of the year. A lot of that damage was done through the Lawton, Oklahoma storm, that derecho, and Dallas-Fort Worth getting hit. So exceptional instability from this system contributed to that whole setup. It was multiple days and multiple waves with just a ton of Gulf moisture and instability heading up into the area, getting swept by a dry line moving through. Forecasters were on it, and you can look back on the videos and everything. Giant hail was definitely on the table just due to the nature of this setup and intense wind damage as well. So 2.5 to 4 inch hail in Lawton, Oklahoma. Definitely got purple swath through that area, and it was a couple of different storms that did that large hail. So got that 5.5 inch hail just to the north of the Dallas suburbs, and overall through Oklahoma, Texas, the southeast, got over 151,000 homes hit by at least 2 inch hail. So at least hen egg sized hail. If you've ever gone to the store, get a hen egg, you can look at that and think that's the size of the hail that fell on people's cars, people's homes, people's windows, etc. So very impactful hailing from the system. But those winds can't be discounted either. Again, it was a derecho event, 80+ mile-an-hour winds through Norman, Oklahoma City, Tulsa. Again, all these areas getting hit by very high winds from that derecho event. I remember looking out my window and seeing those power flashes as things passed by. I live in the city, and it was intense winds moving through a few different metro areas, up to 100-mile-an-hour gusts reported on the east side of Tulsa. So very impactful high winds, over 70 tornadoes from this as well. So all in all, did $3.6 billion in damage with all of those weather hazards. Over 1,000 reports of damaging weather across the south and the southeast from this system. And it hit agriculture, infrastructure, vehicles, homes, etc. Did quite a bit of damage per NOAA. And if you guys are in Sanger specifically, saw this photo on the day of, kind of forgot about it and opened it back up when I was looking through all the photos of the damage. I was like, holy cow. This was that hail, that was that 5.5 incher hail through the Sanger, Texas area. Mega hail tracking through there, and McKinney got hit as well, not with hail that large, but you still got 2.5 inches through McKinney. Lots of the Dallas-Fort Worth metro suburbs, I should say, were hit with that very large hail, but Sanger took the cake there. This is what we were dealing with in Lawton, and did some intense damage. Wind-driven hail, pushed it into the sides. This is a Hampton Inn here, got smacked with that large wind-driven hail. And then, got tornadoes as well. This was in Arnett, Oklahoma. Got some twisters moving through as well. So all severe hazards from this system. Very intense, multiple days through the South Plains and the Southeast. So that ranks it as number 5 of our top 10 severe storm systems. So if you guys want number 4 through number 1, stay tuned to the end of the next few shows here, and we'll have all that. And then we're doing our honorable mentions as well. So again, stay tuned. If you guys want to follow us, you can get us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Hit See First on Facebook so you never miss a live video, and smash that subscribe button everywhere else. If you want to go ahead and get in contact with us, or if you're interested in purchasing a plan, go ahead and scan the QR code up above me or click the link in the description to this video. Again, we map every single severe thunderstorm live across the nation 24/7. Hail, wind, tornadoes, hurricanes. We have a team of meteorologists that's always watching and always monitoring and tracking these storms. So if you want access to that information, it's a good little tool to have. If you have questions about us, give us a call at 855-334-4245. You can email us at info@hailtrace.com or check out hailtrace.com for more details. And we'll be back tomorrow with updates on your forecast and number 4 in our countdown. But for now, I'm meteorologist Andrea Myers. Thanks for watching.